management fundamentals?
Rollin.
Oh man, that has to be Carnegie.
Rollin.
It's definitely Booker, yeah.
It's overcoming bias.
No.
Is it The Office?
Seriously, man.
What about Carnegie?
Yeah, there you go.
Is it a wrap up?
No.
Is it overcoming bias?
There it is.
So, the A team, we stepped out and lent a hand to the community. We did multiple volunteering things. Our first thing we did as a group was, I believe, I don't know the exact name of it, but we all got together in the Anderson Center, and there was this organization that helps victims of sexual assault when after they are dismissed from the hospital or they have to leave the hospital. They usually are left in hospital garbs. So what this program does is make a kit for them with actual clothes in it, a hairbrush, toothpaste, just like regular things that you will need once you have everything taken away from you, because they have to use that as evidence when you get to the hospital. And it's just like a program that lets people know, even though you're a victim of sexual assault, you're not alone. And we all came together and made several kits for sexual assault victims. And I personally thought it was really, I felt really good about myself after. And I didn't go in there wanting to to leave it thinking I'm gonna feel good and that's the only reason why I did it, but I more or less felt like it was better because I was there with my teammates, the A team, and it was pretty cool seeing as a group how we came together for a better greater cause, and that's what I thought was pretty interesting about it.
I think it was awesome, that we all got together to do that, and it was awesome making those kits for the people who needed them. And what resonated with me is we wrote individual notes for the survivors, and someone's going to get that one day, and it's going to feel good for me.
Those notes really they had some that they had their kind of give you a little guideline, but I went more off the cuff with it, and that's something that was a little more serious and kind of makes me feel a little better about it, just kind of copying what they had for us there. So I feel pretty good about it just by just being there, knowing it's going to go to help somebody. This was actually just really nice.
What'd you think, Matt?
That was very interesting because they're probably in a terrible place right now, so it's just great that we're able to help them out in any way possible.
Making the notes because they're not going to get they're going to get something that's going to comfort them, but they're also going to see a personal note written by someone that makes them feel like they matter in a time where they might feel like they don't. So I feel like that is helpful.
And our second thing we did was we had the opportunity to volunteer at a local high school, Chancellor High School specifically, and we were out, doing various things from volunteering in the library to, organizing stuff around the school, putting stuff away. Specifically, I remember Ryland, Matt, Bryce, and I, they had desks and tables needed to be put in a shed outside. So we took all the desks and all the tables and, from one side of the school and put it in the shed on the other side of the school. And I know Hannah did something else.
Well, they did the dirty work. I was in the library scanning all the books and doing all the inventory, and honestly I thought it was really fun. I enjoyed it. Scanned all the books for the fiction section and the biography section, and it just felt good knowing that I was helping the librarians, taking a little bit of a load off them. I know it's prom season for them, so they have a lot of stuff going on, so it felt really good to be able to help them and do that. And then there was one day me and Rylan went to Riverbend High School, so we did the inventory for that too, and that was really fun. We kind of made it like a competition, who's going to scan more books.
I definitely won.
No, you didn't know.
I have.
There's proof.
Yeah. I got a rubber duck.
Oh yeah, we both got ducks. But it was really fun because, you know, getting together in a non-school atmosphere, it was really fun, and it makes you get to know your teammates better, and it's good to change up the place every now and then.
It was nice to kind of help out the librarians. We went to Riverbend High School, which is 10 minutes up the road from Chancellor, to help the librarians there. And like it's yearbook season there, so they're like freaking out about that. So it was nice to just kind of help them out, take a load off, and just let them do like focus on something else other than just like scanning books, which is kind of like monotonous for someone like 40 or up to do.
Yeah.
It's way easier for us to do it than them. So it's just really nice to help them out and just get a load off their shoulders.
Yeah, it's nice that you are able to help people out and they're able to like just thank you for everything that we did for them and stuff.
They really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And like we didn't need to get anything in return. It just makes you feel good. So I really like that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's pretty much all we did for volunteering. I mean, even though like we only went to 2 places, like I still feel like we had a really good impact on those places. You know, from being a voice for somebody of sexual assault, a victim of sexual assault, and then going to the local high school to help. It's small things like that that can make the biggest differences. And I think that on top of that, like we also grew as a group. I knew that. I mean, I was pretty tight. Like we were all tight before that, and then spending that much more time with each other. Like even though we were doing tasks and stuff and volunteering, like we still bonded even more, and like we're shooting jokes off when we were at the high school, and just kind of going back and forth, and it was really, it was pretty cool, like just hanging out with each other.
Tim Gower's going to help me ace life. So what did I learn from Tim Gower's class? I became better as a leader just after the peer evaluations, learning what everyone had to say about it. And Carnegie, managerial roles. I became a little more confident in myself as a leader and kind of came together and stepped up for my team a little bit more instead of just kind of letting everyone else do the deciding everything. So I think that actually really helped me out a lot, and helped actually for my tennis team. Actually, I've become a little bit more vocal for my team, and I think that's what's really going to take me to the next level in life later on.
Management 301 is such a catch. I'm Matt. What's up? I really like this class because it's very different from other classes in the way that in other classes you have to kind of know the material for just that class, and sometimes just doesn't really apply to anything else. But with this class, it applies to everyday life, which is awesome. Like I can apply it to every situation because it's helped me become a more critical thinker, because I know I'm like a quiet guy. I don't usually speak up much in class just because it's whatever, and I'm just a quiet guy. I can't really change that, but I'm just kind of like it happens type of deal, and like this class helps me become more outgoing and more just kind of like understanding like what I have to do in my everyday life to be successful. And it's also helps me with my teammates. They've helped me kind of like grow better as an individual, and yeah, I just love it. So I'll really remember a lot of things I learned from this class, as well as just it'll all work out on the job because I'll become more responsible and be able to time manage everything. And yeah, nice.
Management 301 is a grand slam. Hey, I'm Hannah, and this is what I learned from Management 301. What I liked about this class was that it's not like any other business class that I've taken. I can take things with me throughout the rest of my life. I have, job interview tips. I was freaking out at the beginning of the semester because I didn't know how I'd ever get a job, but now I know I can, fly through the interviews. I learned how to be a good presenter. I've always been really shy, so getting out of my shell this semester has been really good for me, and getting to know my group members is really good because I don't really connect with people that well, but I connected with everyone really well, and everyone was really nice. And I love the volunteer work because, you know, I know a lot of people at the beginning, they were like, oh, I don't want to do this volunteer work, blah, 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 and you know, I was one of those people. I thought I was too busy, but in the end, we all did it, and it was really fun, and it helped us come together as a group, and made us feel good in the end, too, so I really liked this class. At first, I wasn't really sure, but I ended up really liking it.
Management 301 has affected me. So first off, at the beginning of the semester, I wasn't really confident in my presenting skills. You know, I was really nervous for the first presentation, but as the semester went on, I got more comfortable presenting and being in front of people. Something that I'll take away from the class that I'll always remember when doing like more group projects and stuff is that delegating roles really helps keeping people like accountable and just making sure they're more focused during meetings. Also, I feel like this class has taught me that communication is really key when dealing with your group members or in the future when maybe you're dealing with your employees, just to make sure that they're all in the same role and that their goals are in sight. So yeah, that's really all I have, and thank you so much.
Dr. Gower gave me first place skills in management. Hi, for those of you that don't know, I'm Jonathan. I really enjoyed taking Management 301. You know, it was a great class. Took a lot away from it. You know, learning how to be a better leader, growing as a person too was awesome. Yeah, I took a lot away from it. You know, it really translated to when I worked on my group project with all my group teammates. I was able to work with them better. You know, just be an all-around better person. And I definitely will take a lot of life skills away from this class and, you know, really implement that when I get a job or see myself down the line using them when hopefully when I become a manager and whatnot. But all in all, great class. Loved it. Loved Dr. Gower. And that's pretty much it. But see you later.
I'm Ron. When I first got in the group, like, the most awkward thing was when John kind of got there a little late from his class. And he comes up and is like, all right, let's get our team name. He just says Team Broccoli. And I was like, oh, shit, this is terrible. This is not even a fun group at all. We have this dude over here, and then we have Bryce just sitting there like, not even know what's going on. We have him over here talking about a pig. And we have Matt, and he's just looking at him.
You're not wrong. I mean,
So I mean, that's kind of how I felt. This is gonna be an interesting group, but like I wasn't too excited. Most groups aren't really fun. But I don't know what John thought. What do you think?
I don't know, it was pretty interesting coming into the group. Like, I don't know, I was like, how do I break the ice with these people that I know now? And I was like, you know, I guess I thought of the first thing that came to my head, you know, was broccoli, oddly enough. I don't know why. But yeah, like, honestly, like, it's been cool, like, getting to know all of you guys. I mean, like, if I had to compare us to a vegetable, it would definitely be broccoli, because it's green, and yeah. That's my roommate, interesting enough. You know, it's kind of also cool having my roommate here. And so whenever we're talking about group stuff, like, I just literally say, like, hey, Matt, he's like right across the room from me. So it's interesting.
yeah, I had my doubts at first because usually, like, the past year when I've never been in like a group, it usually doesn't work out just because like it's kind of disorganized. But at first I was kind of nervous, like I said, but like as I got to know everyone, like, and I got along with everyone, which was awesome. And like we all worked well together. We all like did our work and got everything done, and now we're all great friends. So I'm glad. It's a lot of fun.
I also thought it was kind of like awkward at first when we all first met. Doing like the icebreaker activities, it was kind of like a little weird at first, but after we did those, I think once we delegated the group roles and I figured out what each person was going to specifically do, that's when we all like kind of got to know each other a lot better and responsibility afterwards. So.
I was pretty nervous at first, you know, I was the only girl, so I was like, oh my gosh, how am I even gonna fit into this group? But honestly, like, you guys, you know, you've had my back, you do your work, and that's very unlike most groups that I've ever been in. Most of the time, like, you know, being the only girl, everyone puts it on me, and you guys haven't, and which is really awesome, and it makes my life easier. And yeah, I've really enjoyed working with this group.
I think one thing that we can take away from the class is like everything we've learned from the books. And personally, I'd say one of my favorite books that I've read, I guess not a book, but I really enjoyed reading out of the textbook, learning management fundamentals, and kind of presenting that to like translating it from what I learned in the book to telling it to the class was pretty cool. Like having to learn what I learned and then passing that on to the classroom to the class. I thought was pretty interesting. That's why management fundamentals is my favorite book.
And you did really well with that too, because I know when we were, getting ready for our presentations, you were really all about, hey, like we really need to, teach the class, and I want them to learn. And so, like, I definitely see you liking that one the most. For me, I really loved Carnegie. It totally like changed my perspective on everything, and just how the power of being nice to people, how much of an impact it has on people, and also overcoming bias, and having a different perspective, and sometimes asking why instead of just jumping to conclusions. Why someone's late, why someone's acting the way they are, and I mean that's how I've become such good friends with you guys too. Is like we ask why and get to know each other, and our moods and stuff like that. So I think those books have definitely helped. And the presentations at first, I was super scared. I was like shaking all day, and including during the presentation. But by the end, I was like, I got this. I look nice, and I got my friends with me, so everything's gonna be fine. And it was. I did it. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, probably, I like the presentations a lot because I sometimes am not the best kind of guest speaker or just like speaking to the class. So like the book, Management Fundamentals kind of helps me like just prepare for the rules, and it helps me realize like what to expect, also just like how to like present myself and how to just like move forward and like keeping my voice louder and stuff like that, because I'm a quiet person that can't be helped. So this book really helps me out a lot with that, just because I can be louder and stuff. I can also be kind of a better critical thinker and understand like what to expect from everyone, because everyone has their own different personalities you have to deal with, which is why I like to Carnegie, because it's kind of more on a people basis, and you kind of understand what to expect from everyone.
Yeah, kind of like going off the Carnegie, that was like one of my favorite books that we read in classes, just because like it made us like all like realize like use like how to be nice to people, and like how to get them to do what you want to do by being nice to them, but also like overcoming bias also had the fact that like a lot of like you make a lot of judgments when you first see somebody. So like obviously John Paul Brockby thing, that was really weird. So I had a lot of preconceived judgments, but you're actually like really cool dude. You're nothing like my first like impression I had of you. So I had to appreciate that. So it had to take some time, but I eventually overcame that. So I did, and so I was like really resonated with me as like just being able to like get through the first impression, like try not to just look at somebody and be like, oh, that person's gonna suck, or that person, or just make it like just just an initial impression. Just not let that kind of define what you think of the person. It's good.
I definitely liked Carnegie too. This gives you some tips and tricks that you can use for everyday life to improve yourself. But I also like Blink too, because it talks about like thin slicing and how to deal with bias and stuff like that. And as it goes for like the presentations, I was like really nervous as well. Like going into the first one, it's like shaking, we didn't know how I was gonna do. But I think the second like presentation that we did, I thought we did like we improved a whole bunch. And I think like after that, we really felt good about what we accomplished as a group. So,
kind of like wrapping up from the presentations for me, like the first one I was pretty nervous, and I don't think I did as great as I did the second time. The second one I did a lot better. But it helped me in the presentations, kind of like relating stuff that I enjoy into the presentations so I can talk about it. So I think that was really good to learn how to incorporate that stuff into my presentations to make sure I know what I'm talking about, or at least seem like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because I was only just reading off the slides for the first presentation, while for the second one I was kind of just like, I understood what I was talking about, and I was able to kind of just present it to the class in a better way.
I feel like we did like do a lot better. I think it was just kind of that first presentation was just like getting in the door and like knowing what it was like to give a presentation, especially with our group dynamics, like figuring each other out. And like that was the biggest part. Like I knew like after the first one, I was like, oh, I need to work on this. And I think that was the best thing about it was we all saw like what we need to work on, and we like are like, this next one we're gonna knock it out of the park. And we, you know, it was really kind of cool when Dr. Gower after the presentation came up to all of us and was like, you know, you guys had a, not would say mediocre first presentation, but like one that you know, she knew that we could do a lot better at. And she's like, the second one you came back and really improved on what I said you should. And I think that's like a really good, you know, telltale sign that we have really good group chemistry, because we're able to identify what we all need to work on and come together as a group and piece it together and, you know, deliver a good final product. And I really saw that in the last presentation.
And also just the fact that everyone was willing to go that extra mile and practice and, you know, do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
That's why we're the A team.